see people on here that ain't getting dirty and sweaty, they ain't doing the work. Alright, there's the axles. Finally showed up today. In the box in here, I actually had them out and looked at them. Show everybody what I got here. Look at this box. The bearings. And the screw-in studs. I counted them all, everything's there, all the bolts, all the washers, 1/2 inch 20 thread. There's the bearings, and the lock collar. Got the ball bearing style, not the tapered style. Got an O-ring on it. It helps seal it up. And here's one axle. Guess that big S stands for strange. Little short axle. That's one. Set it on the ground there. The second one. There's the other axle. That'll be the left axle, that'll be the right axle. When I'm done, the end's going to be 48.5 inches wide. That'll give me plenty of room for those slicks. I should have everything for the rear end. The only thing I might not have is the small bearing in the case for the 9-inch. Hopefully one is good. Might just have to reuse it. Other than that, you just need to start doing it. More fun, especially when you do everything yourself. At least when I do it myself, I know it's done right. Alright, dug out my nodular center section. And I got that rear end housing. I'm going to start making the rear end for the S-10. I need to do a little bit of work first. Need to stick some studs back in it, probably just stick 2 back in it. Need to cut these off. Need to cut those off. And I need to pull this out. The pinion, it doesn't need to be in there narrowed up, but I need the center section in there. So I can set the axle length. Okay, got the leaf spring pads off and the shock mounts off. All I need to do is grind all that crud off. Still see smoking out of the middle. Turn one of these into a barbecue grill. I think I've seen a picture of that once. Put like charcoal down there and put a rack over it, but I'm not doing that. There's the remnants of what I cut off. Alright, got it all ground off. Probably didn't have to grind the outside ones off. I think the rim's gonna end up narrower than that anyways. To get a little deeper to the torch, a couple spots, but gotta weld up. Now I'm ready to pull out the pinion support. I just need to take that, put it in the housing, and start narrowing. Now I'm done. I finished this, narrowed. Yeah, I just shoved the axles in it so I could measure it, see if they come out the right length, what I ordered. If you can measure them individually or get a pretty good idea doing it this way. I wanted the rim to be 48.5. Looks like we're pretty close, but also I'm bowing it across the ring gear. Okay, got the rear end narrowed. Did all the cutting and grinding that I need to do. I need to weld it up. Basically what I did is I cut 9 inches off one side and 13 inches off the other side. That rear end originally had axles that were the same length. I have one axle that's 4 inches shorter than the other, so 9 and 4 makes 13. Anyways, I stuck these squares up there on the axles so I can measure the width, and it needs to come out at 48.5. We'll gently slide that one down there. Hard to do all this with just one hand. Got screwing stuff up. There you can see it's 48.5. Actually, I think I moved it a hair, but it won't take much to move these squares. This 48.5. That's what I wanted. So, need to shine that up. I'll tack it on in a couple spots, then I'll bevel it, grind it down in there pretty good, and then run a good bead across it. And it should be done with the housing. Maybe, but I'll check for straightness on it, run the bar through it. Parallel bar. Have to tear that apart and put the pucks in it. Alright, got that side welded on. I'm going to do this side, I need to tack it. Then I'll V it out, weld on for good. I'll show you how I V it before I weld it. I got her V'd out there. So you can run a good bead down in it. Nice good wide bead. I'll come back, grind those down in and weld across there. That way it's all welded in a nice big old deep bead. Alright, got some weld beads around it. I need to go in and grind that down in, make a V in those 3 spots, and weld them up and kind of go around and see if there's any funny spots that need to be filled in. And I'll grind it all smooth and it won't even look like it's been welded. Okay, got the rear end narrowed up and welded. Seen that when I was doing that last night. Got the parallel bar through it. The puck's in the end. Coming out okay. Alright, took out the center section because that's the last time it will be in the housing till final assembly. You can see the puck's in there. So you can line up the parallel bar or shaft or whatever the hell you want to call it. You notice there's tape on there. The reason I did that is because without the tape on there, those just slide in and out. And that's not going to work when it's inside there and you push the bar in, and if you don't hit the hole, you're going to push that right on out in the center. You might be able to reach your hand down in there and do it, but it's just easier doing it this way. That's what the pucks look like in there. I just need to clean that up.